Kyle adjusted the worn leather straps of his grip trainers, the familiar scent of chalk and sweat a comforting aroma. It had been a long time since he'd felt this kind of focused anticipation, a feeling that used to surge through him before stepping onto the wrestling mat. Now the arena was different, the challenges more brutal, the stakes infinitely higher, Spartan obstacles. That's where he found himself, a warrior reborn. His journey hadn't been a straight line, more of a jagged ascent, marked by falls and unexpected detours. The wrestling world had been his life, a discipline forged in sweat and sacrifice. But life, as it often does, had thrown him a curveball, a devastating injury that had threatened to end his athletic career, and with it, his identity. The physical pain was immense, but the emotional toll was crushing. He'd felt like a phoenix reduced to ashes, the embers of his former self flickering precariously. Yet, from those ashes, something new began to stir. It wasn't just the stubborn refusal to be defined by his limitations, but a growing awareness of a different kind of strength. It was a strength that wasn't just about brute force or athletic prowess, but about resilience, about adaptation, about the unwavering will to overcome. It was in this crucible of adversity that Kyle discovered the warrior within. A warrior who didn't need a wrestling mat, but a mountain to climb, a wall to scale, a river to cross. He found solace and a new purpose in the Spartan community. The sheer physicality of the races was demanding, pushing his body to its absolute limits, but it was the mental fortitude required that truly resonated with him. Each obstacle was a metaphor for life's challenges, a reminder that with determination and a refusal to quit, anything was conquerable. He learned to embrace the pain, to find power in exhaustion, to see every burpee, every spear throw, every mud cake crawl as a step forward, not a setback. But Kyle's transformation wasn't solely about personal triumph. As he navigated his own recovery and embraced his new path, he began to see the faces of others who were struggling, who felt their own dreams were out of reach, their own limitations insurmountable. He saw echoes of his former self in their eyes, the frustration, the despair, the feeling of being trapped. This realization ignited a new fire within him, a desire to not just be a survivor, but a catalyst for change. He found himself drawn to the IMABLE fundraising committee, an organization dedicated to empowering individuals with disabilities, to shattering the perceived boundaries of what they could achieve. It felt like a natural extension of his own journey, a way to leverage his experiences and his newfound strength for a greater cause. Being part of the IMABLE committee wasn't just about attending meetings or writing checks. It was about actively engaging, about using his voice and his platform to inspire. He saw the committee as a launch pad, a place where dreams could be nurtured, where barriers could be dismantled, and where the impossible could become a tangible reality for so many. He started sharing his story, not with a sense of pity or self-aggrandizement, but with a raw honesty that captivated audiences. He spoke about the darkness he'd experienced, the moments of doubt, the sheer grit it took to rebuild. But he also spoke about the exhilaration of overcoming, the profound sense of accomplishment that came from pushing past perceived limits. He didn't just talk about wrestling or Spartan races. He talked about the universal human spirit, the innate capacity for resilience that resided within everyone. It's not about being able to do 100 burpees, he'd explain to groups, his voice strong and resonant. It's about facing that one burpee when you feel like you can't. It's about finding that inner voice that whispers just one more. That's the IMABLE spirit. That's the hero within us all. He organized events, not just fundraisers, but experiences. He brought together athletes, philanthropists, and individuals with disabilities for collaborative challenges. He designed obstacle courses that were accessible, modified for different abilities, proving that the spirit of overcoming wasn't exclusive. He saw the joy on people's faces as they conquered a challenge, the shared sense of victory that transcended physical differences. He became a mentor to young people who felt marginalized, who believed their aspirations were too grand for their circumstances. He'd invite them to training sessions, not to push them to be Spartan warriors, but to help them find their own version of strength. He'd watch them tackle a climbing wall, their initial trepidation slowly giving way to determination, and he'd see the spark ignite. "Look at you," he'd say, a genuine smile creasing his face. "You're already rewriting the script. You're already showing everyone what's possible." The I Am Able committee, fueled by Kyle's passion and infectious energy, saw a surge in both donations and awareness. More people were signing up to participate in events. More individuals were coming forward seeking support, and more communities were embracing the message of inclusivity and empowerment. Kyle, the warrior reborn, had found his true calling. He had traded the roar of the wrestling crowd for the cheers of encouragement, the grueling sprints for the marathon of change. His journey from the mat to the mountains, from personal struggle to collective empowerment, was a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. He stood at the starting line of a major IMABLE fundraising race, the air thick with anticipation. Beside him stood a group of participants, their faces a mixture of excitement and nerves. He looked at them, at the diverse range of individuals ready to take on the course, and he felt a profound sense of pride. "Remember," he said, his voice carrying over the murmur of the crowd, "this isn't just about crossing a finish line. It's about what you discover about yourself along the way. It's about unleashing that hero within. Let's go out there and shatter some limits. Let's rewrite